Hey, what's going on to you, Aquarius, out here? Hopefully, y'all are having a good day. I know I am. So, for you, Aquarius, you have the Fool, the King of Swords, and then you also have the Moon card here. So, a lot of you are in a place where, for you, Aquarius, the Fool is the most powerful card in the entire tarot, right? Even though people think that, a lot of people don't want to be the Fool is actually the most powerful. So you embodying the Fool and moving forward, not holding on to grudges, moving on, looking at life like what you can do to make yourself better, right? As I know from one of my homegirls, upgrade your avatar, right? Shout outs to her for that saying, right? But you, Aquarius, are basically trying to upgrade your avatar in the sense that you're trying to make your life better. Plain and simple. You're trying to make your life better, and you're successfully doing it. A lot of you Aquarius have a game plan, and you are basically acting on that game plan. You're really doing it. The King of Swords, it's something that essentially it took you some time to understand, but you Aquarius pretty much grasp the idea of what you need to get, of what you needed to do, right? Whether you read, whether you figured it out, whether you asked someone, whether it was a combination, regardless, you Aquarius figured it out. And the Moon card represents you feel good about it because it makes it so that there's less time that you have to take thinking about what are you going to do for money and how are you going to support yourself, right? And a lot of you are very much so doing your thing as you're supposed to be. A lot of you Aquarius love the position that you're in life. You love the trajectory of where you Aquarius are going in life because you can actually see what you're doing, right? It's difficult sometimes to, without a better word, right? Without thinking of a better word, it's difficult sometimes to really enjoy what you're doing, especially when you're doing it for free. But at the same time, this is how a lot of millionaires pretty much start out. They do it, right? They actually do it owing other people, right? They not only do they take the responsibility and they have nothing of their own, but they actually end up owing other people before they have a breakout and they actually start profiting. And so a lot of you Aquarius now can actually start profiting. A lot of you Aquarius, like I said before, a lot of you don't do regular conventional jobs, and there's nothing wrong with that. And so the situation for you Aquarius is that why that's so important for you is because a lot of you, like I said before, have understood that you can work for other people or you could do something to where whatever it is that you do ends up working for you, right? And that puts you in a better position. And yeah, essentially what you got to do is you just have to leverage I'm not even going to tell you what to do in that sense, but you have to make money work for you in that regard, however you do it. And, when I say leverage, I'm not necessarily talking about taking out a loan. I'm talking about in the sense of like, just make your money work for you. You're not going to start out as being the greater. More than likely, unless you have a large sum of money saved up, more than likely, you're not going to get out ahead in front of the 8 ball, right? In front of it, not behind it, in front of it, where you're just well off immediately and you place your money into something, right? 9 chances out of 10, you're going to start off small, and being small is going to make you greater, right? Because that's essentially what you're doing. And so what's happening here with you Aquarius is that the Knight of Swords and the Ten of Pentacles for you represents how not only that, but like I said, you're also seeing the work that you're putting in, the effort, the value that you actually put in is you're getting a lot more value than what you put in. Now, granted, you Aquarius are still working your hiney off to get to where it is that you really want to go. But what I'm saying here with that is you Aquarius are also seeing the benefits from the hard work that you Aquarius are legitimately putting in and doing. And so because of that, this is what motivates you Aquarius in the first place. It's becoming a self-motivated thing, right? You want to take the motivation, so to speak, from other people's hands and out of other people's hands, and essentially you have it in your hands. Motivation becomes a self thing, right? An engine on to itself, a self-running engine, right? Instead of having to go out and essentially get other people to motivate you. And so, at first, like I said before, it started out and it was lame because it was like, but now you Aquarius can actually see, like, okay, you can see things a lot more clearly, right? Now that the rain is gone. Now, but seriously though, like you can see things clearly because, when you're in the forest for a little while, you're there. You're there in the forest. You just see a bunch of trees. You see a large quantity of trees. And you have to really learn your way around the forest. And until you start learning your way around the forest, right, when you do learn your way around the forest, you actually start to become more comfortable, right? You can see things, things, but it requires a learning curve. And that's all it is, right? Forget about the fear and the unknown. What you need is experience, and then the experience will teach you along the way. You will basically become self-taught, in essence, on what to do. And so this is why it is that I was saying that wisdom is a mixture of knowledge and experience, meaning what you studied, what you've been told, pieces of information versus, I ain't gonna say versus, I'll say and or plus what you've actually lived through. And the common sense that you gain from your life experiences. Sometimes things don't necessarily always work out exactly how it is that they say that it may work out in a book. Sometimes in real life, you'll have to adapt. And so wisdom is both of those things. It's what you've read and learned in sources of information plus lived experiences equals wisdom. And so the thing about it is that you have the Ace of Pentacles and a Chariot, right? So a lot of you are bracing yourselves basically for a large and then you have the Empress. Your money is going to go up. A lot of you Aquarius basically are investing and putting your money into either your business or either, maybe buying a business, maybe, however it is that you're choosing to do it. Your money is going to go up. More than likely, don't take this 100%, but more than likely your money is going to go up. I'm not telling you what to buy, hold, or sell. This is not a financial channel. I'm just saying that based upon what I'm seeing, the Empress, right, the Ace of Pentacles, the decisions that you're making, the Chariot, right, being disciplined, again, learning how to navigate things. But once again, like your money is going to go up. You're a lot statistically, you will have a great remainder of the year and a great 2026. I don't know 2026, but as far as the particulars just yet, I'll definitely do a yearly overview video. But as for right now, you Aquarius, money is going to go up because you're making wise decisions. And so you have the Ace of Swords and the Seven of Wands right here. The Ace of Swords speaks to how you Aquarius are in a position where, and not only that too, but also things are becoming a lot easier for you as well, right? You don't have to do as much work as you Aquarius used to do. I know I don't. And so now you have the Seven of Wands. So yeah, the Seven of Wands here represents, so, it's just a matter of just protecting what it is that you Aquarius have built. And the best way in order to essentially build protection is to have cash waiting around, but make sure the cash that you have waiting around is gaining interest, adding more money on top of it, so that, so that you can actually have more for the saved cash that you have left over each month gains interest. So you can put money on, so instead of the money being one cash or like flat until you add more, until you subtract it, it actually is working for you in that regard. Also, too, just make sure that everybody whom you accept into your life, again, has just is on point. You know what I'm saying? Truth be told, this is why you can't afford to get into dysfunctional interactions with people, because it takes time, right? Like, if somebody in your family decides to do something stupid, and then like you got to basically bail them out or whatever, that's cash that you should have been using to save or invest or something like that, that could have worked for you, that could have put more money in your pocket, i.e. the family's pockets. But no, you see what I'm saying? And then sometimes too, people are so caught up with being so low value and thinking so low of themselves and being jealous of how other people are making it work, they end up being a liability by proxy. They count on your good graces and stuff like this to bail them out of every situation. You feel what I'm saying? And all you're doing is spending and spending and spending, whether it's time, attention on them. You got to stop what you're doing. So, people in my family are on point. You feel what I'm saying? And I don't deal with anybody who isn't going to be on point. All of that yelling and trying to and trying to be difficult and all of that, that's a dub. There's no except. I don't deal with that. Like, I understand that people are not toys. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a consistent, you is just the you gotta go. Since you want to be, since you know it all and all of this, and you doing all this and doing all that, since you know everything, go ahead and handle your business. Because I don't want anybody around me thinking they know everything and they too good to take a telling from me or whatnot. Okay, fine, whatever. So have money on the side, and make sure that people in your group know what they're doing and they don't waste their time on nonsense. Because truth be told, Aquarius, you should be able to call your family members up, yo, XYZ, and they'll be like, word, all right, I got you. So let's clarify the Empress for you, Aquarius. I can go to a different country right now if I wanted to. I don't want to yet. You have the Page of Ariel, 4 of Ariel, 10 of Ariel, 10 of Gabriel, right? And then you have the Decision to clarify the Empress. So the Empress is to clarify, Page of Ariel, 4 of Ariel, 10 of Ariel. The Page of Ariel, right, just represents how, and not only that too, but also you gotta be an all-around thinker and a strategist as well, which will also help you on you Aquarius's way towards success, because things will come out of the left field that you'll have to predict and also be proactive and take control of, solve the problem, and solve other future potential problems along the way too. So the 4 of Ariel and the 10 of Ariel right here for you Aquarius also represents how, so you have to be mindful as well, right? So yeah, so the 10 of Ariel also is you already have the 10 of Ariel. If you do those things, you Aquarius will be successful, and you won't have to think about so many other things, and you won't be so like, well, how are you gonna support and work, you know what I mean, and have to work so hard. You're good. And so the 10 of Gabriel and the Decision for you Aquarius also represents how and not only that too, I got ahead of myself, but not only that too, but also when you have this system going, you don't want to deal with someone who wants to be bickering and arguing. You feel me? It just seems like every time you come around, you just, family member, not family member, you just get them on their nerves and all that stuff. It's like, nah, go your way, go on about your business. If that's how it is that you're gonna do it, nah, go on ahead. So that feels good to be able to actually like let go of people if they don't, if they don't want to participate. It feels good because now it's like you know what I'm saying? Like no one, no, everything that everyone that comes to is from participation. So they can't play games. So that's it. That's it. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share the video. Trying to get the YouTube channel to 100K. We are at 27,500 and change. Appreciate the likes. Smash the subscribe button, like button, hit the notification bell, set that notification bell to all so you can be notified whenever I drop my videos. Come through and get a personal reading from me. The link to that is in the comment section below.